And we're live. Hi, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Hi, welcome. So, the agenda today that we have got is some more Ender Magnolia, which I'm excited to go for since we made a fair amount of progress as far as our last ventures into the world is concerned. So, let's go ahead and get the game booted up. Yeah, I've been okay myself. It's just been a very slow, normal day. Had to prep a couple things and then learn about some extra things. One of which was a little update to Blue Sky that I learned about that's got me a little anticipated, I guess. A nice little feature that they're adding, which, if you're unaware, the feature is essentially that Blue Sky, if you link it to your Twitch or YouTube, can display around your profile when you are going live. Now, this feature is going to get tested with select accounts, but, you know, this could be really nice for a lot of users that may use Blue Sky as their main way of actually updating their followers on, you know, when they're live or not. And yeah, I mean, I post about when I go live on Blue Sky a lot. It's just having that extra bit of indication will always be good too, because not everybody can be around to see the posts, and sometimes your timeline can get a little cluttered with a lot of other account activities. I understand it completely. It happens, you know? So that was a feature I saw recently that made my eyebrows perk up and go, ooh, that seems cool. But yeah, so last we left off, we fought... Yeah, remove that. I need to take that off the map. There we go. Okay, so we had explored this entire right section of the map, and we don't have the thing to get us through the wall there. And I think we also are missing the stuff that gets us around these things. So we then took ourselves over to the... We fought a boss here, we explored this entire right section, and then the left side, all the way over here, has this lower area that we haven't gone through, and then this whole side area here that we couldn't go through, but that we haven't fully explored. So I'm gonna go over there and see what we've got as far as progress is concerned on that. But yeah, besides that news update, I've been also keeping up with other things that are happening with, you know, games and related news to that. Oh yeah, we also fought a gigantic dung beetle. So that was also something we did, because that's what that big pile of shit there is. And I had also been trying to keep up with the manga that I've got on... I've also been trying to keep up with a lot of the manga that I've been meaning to read more of, and seeing a lot of the recent stuff that's been going on with things like One Piece and Dandadan have been interesting, along with Kagurabachi. But as I said, Marriage Toxin's kind of my current likable manga to go to. That's been a good one. And I've been kind of up more on wanting to try other series down the line, especially as anime for those get, you know, made and published and what have you. Like, I have the first volume of Witch Hat Atelier on Bookwalker, and I just haven't read the rest of the series yet, despite really liking the first chapter. It just, you know, how do I heal again? Oh, left bumper. So someday I want to finish that. It's just, you know, I've just not been in the throes of it at this time, especially since I'd be buying the volumes, which I don't mind. I want to support the artists and the creators, but, you know, I'll get them when I'm able to, because I want to support it, and I like seeing the artwork because the artwork for Witch Hat Atelier is very gorgeous, and the world building's really cool. And I just hear that it gets better and better as it kept going, so yeah, I gotta get on that. And actually, speaking of anime, I don't know when this happened, but Crunchyroll apparently is doing this thing with Twitch about getting some kind of drop reward with it, and I'm frankly not entirely that interested in that whole thing because, you know, I've talked about my grievances with Crunchyroll before about the practices of their business, as well as just some of the things that they've done before not really being things I fully support. So if I can help it, I don't really try to use Crunchyroll at all. Like, I've not really, outside of what I've seen on Netflix, I don't really tend to sit down and watch a lot of anime nowadays. That's not to say that I won't. If I get the chance to, I'll do it. It's just not been what's, you know, on the forefront of me wanting to do at this time. Which sucks because there are some series I've been really wanting to check out, especially some of my friends recommending me Free Ren, and I've been really interested in that too as a fantasy fan. But yeah, mostly for me it's just been audiobooks and manga. That's been my media consumption as of late. Let's see, finding Silencing Light documents. Silencing Light, a portable arcane instrument presently in the experimental stages, aimed to nullify the effect of the fumes. The device detects when blight infestation has exceeded the limits of the purification vials, and releases a lethal gas before the carrier can transform into a blighted. It is being mandated that all residents of the lower stratum, which is at greater risk from the fumes, carry it on their person. Wow. Okay, so literally a self-destruct thing to get people to not be blighted in the lower stratum. It's like, oh no, we can't cure you. You just here's essentially like, what was it, a Galaxy Note 7 that were the exploding phones? Jesus. Moonin, scared. Garm, sad. Moonin, Garm isn't a mutant anymore. Don't be scared. He's our friend. Ooh, it is understandable for her to be wary of someone as imposing as Garm. And she must be scared of you too. I beg your pardon? What do you say, Moonin? Oh. Because yeah, they are all mutated technically. I got some, did we get some upgrade components? I don't remember. Yes, we did, there it is. Yeah, we'll unlock that. Yeah, in any case, the audiobooks I've been going through is, I went through about 30% of The Blade itself by Joe Abercrombie, and I think and as I've been saying, I also have been listening to Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson, which has also been, that's been a very interesting listen because I love good world building, and Sanderson has a very, very interesting world that he's created. Like, it's definitely a world that is one of the more interestingly crafted versus other fantasy narratives that I've heard, because fantasy in itself has has fallen into sort of I don't know what I would describe it. I wouldn't say a trapping, but definitely there's a continuous imagery that pops up in the mind when one may think of fantasy stories or fantasy settings. And Sanderson has this world that he fleshed out that has its own politics and geographical areas and stuff that is so unlike what we typically think of when it comes to, you know, contemporary fantasy, that just feels really unique and fun. The only downside though is that if you're somebody that gets a little overwhelmed with too much detail in something and kind of needs something to slow its roll on how things may get introduced or how okay, no, I know how to put it. There are moments in Way of Kings, which is the first of the Stormlight archive, where the manner of building the world feels like they introduce a thing and then goes into a whole diatribe about what this thing is and how it works and what it's supposed to do and how it works within the rest of the world at large. Like the female characters in Way of Kings will have their left sleeve sort of enclosed on their arm and their right hand is free. I forget the exact reasoning of it, but he goes into a whole detail about that. Goes into a whole detail about the currency types and which types of currency are more valuable versus others and what they tend to be as pay versus other situations. And I find it cool because I love learning about those details, but yeah, it feels very much like a pause the story, here's the details of it situation. So yeah, it can be a lot, and it's a very long book too. Like the audiobook version I'm listening to is 45 hours in length, and I don't know how that translates to the hard copies of it. I don't know how many pages the actual book is, but I imagine it is quite a hefty one. Like the kind you could squash roaches with. Raw waste burnable, scrap metal is not. Homunculi are for recycling. Sort waste and offer for the gods. Oh. A Wally you are not. I clean very good, but Garbage King better. Garbage King master of cleaning. Also, I apologize if you hear any thunder crashes. Waste levels exceeded, unable to process. Oh. I apologize if you hear any thunder crashes. We have a 100% chance of that stuff, so yeah. I don't know if the power will get knocked out, but we'll see. Let's see, findings. Journal of an Attuner. It's been half a year since I left my companions in the Attuner squad. I thought our job was to aid the homunculi, but the reality proved very different. Only the most gifted attuners are allowed the opportunity to tune. The rest of us with low resistance of the blood. Oh, I forgot to do something real quick. Hold on. I was like, I thought I forgot to change the thing here. Hold on. This is why you always check your stream categories to make sure that they are the right ones before you start. I completely forgot to do that. There we go. And I put a wrong thing there. There we go. Okay, now we're good. Sorry, on Twitch I forgot to change the stream category to Ender Magnolia. You can do this for many years of your life and still skip a couple steps. Much like how one could have English as their first language and still skip a couple letters in a word because you just forget it. Okay, so the rest of us with low resistance to the blight and lower aptitude for magic are resigned to collecting parts and cores from defunct mutants. We're just cogs in the wheel of both House Milius and House Frost, overworked till we burn out. Ah. So if you're not a high enough level of a tuner for the purposes of House Frost and Milius, then you lose out on getting cool jobs and having big houses and I don't know, getting your fourth Maserati. Ooh! You don't get your Audi car. Or that one, or like that one guy in those old commercials where he had a Lamborghini and a bookshelf in his garage and he talked about knowledge. Anyone remember those? I forget exactly what that dude was advertising, but it was this commercial from just years ago where he was talking about his Lamborghini and being able to make money and knowledge stuff. It felt like those Sigma Male videos before they were called Sigma Male videos or Sigma Male guides. Am I making sense? Please tell me if anybody remembers those. I feel like I feel like those are just fallen by the wayside of memory, like old infomercials from the 2000s. Okay, so if it's broken, then that means the dung does not defend fully anymore. There we go. Oh God. Jesus, that's a lot of damage. Yeah, I don't remember a whole lot as far as that one video is concerned, and I'm not even sure what even, like, what is that guy even doing nowadays? Like, when it comes to infomercial personalities that, you know, aren't doing those anymore, like, how are they even doing anymore? Like, what's that all about? Because, like, so many of, like, old infomercials were such brain rot material for me as a kid. And, you know, nowadays I just think about, like, oh, well, we still have Jake from State Farm. We still have, I think we still have Flo for Progressive. And that's been... That marketing campaign's been around for a long time. Just wondering which other ones others may remember, either fondly or unfondly, depending on what show they may have been interrupting that particular day. Like, oh yes, it's cool to, I guess it's cool to learn about insurance from Aaron Esurance, but, you know, if it interrupts your episode of Ben 10, then, you know, you start to feel a bit miffed towards commercials. But honestly, I would rather take that versus the god-awful kind of ad mentality that we've been having nowadays with a lot of streaming services including ads in the middle of it, when the initial appeal of streaming was no ads so long as you subscribe to their platform. And it just feels like we've got cable TV back at worst, because you want to know the other benefit of cable TV? At the very least, cable TV and shows made for that allowed for... At the very least, when a show is made to be put on cable television, so like your Cartoon Network, your Nickelodeons, or what have you, they made them with express purpose of having ad break stinger moments, so that, oh, a character is encroaching upon another character, and then it just fades to black. Then that's where the commercials run. Commercials are done, then it fades back into the action. But nowadays it's like, oh shit, I'm watching that Vox Machina series because my dad and my brother like it. I liked it pretty much. I liked it well enough, and I want to, you know, finish it. Middle of the episode, no warning whatsoever, I suddenly get an ad where a dude's talking about his wax statue and how it just melts in the middle of the street, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, how did we get to this point? You're making enough money from having us pay for a subscription, and then you just pull that shit. Fucking shit, man. Like, and that's not even to mention like the content of the ads themselves. You know, I've talked about the god-awful Heroes War ads on YouTube, and, you know, YouTube's general hypocrisy regarding what they once allowed for their advertisements, or probably still allow, and versus the kind of content that they just immediately put strikes or age restrictions on. And it's just hilarious how absolutely unself-aware they are of that. God, it was ridiculous. It is still ridiculous, but it was ridiculous, especially at the time. There we go. What is this? Okay. More HP, I'll take that. It looks like if I'm gonna progress this, I need something else. So how about I just go back to the bench here? You know what? I should save before I continue, since I just got this new bench. Although, I was recently reminded of old WB channel stinger moments between shows where you'll occasionally have the characters hang out, and I remember one in particular that made me chuckle when it was brought to my attention, which was the Joker and a lot of Batman's other villains at the table playing poker, like in that one episode where they're talking about how they each almost got Batman. And then for some reason, Ash Ketchum joins in because the Joker has 4 Pikachus as part of his poker hand, and I'm like, this is what? I don't remember that being a part of WB. I mean, it makes sense considering that they both were under WB's Kids WB channel, but wow, that's really funny. Like that was such a strange, just out of nowhere thing, you know? Just so funny. All right, so the water goes into red there. So how the fuck do I get? And then this waterfall was all red water, I think, unless there's something here that I'm missing. And there's something in this entire room that I'm missing here, but that's probably just this thing. Whatever that item is. And there's a shortcut here that I'm missing somehow. So I have a feeling whatever my next upgrade will be either be from here, if I'm missing something, or it'll be from here, like this area, or this area, or whatever may be between here and here. So the first thing I'm gonna do is go up this way. Go up this way to get some other things. Okay. Can't reach that. That's fine. Preemptively. God damn it. So much damage. Okay. We'll clear these guys out first. Oh God. Okay. I appreciate the backswing on the scythe. I think I might keep the scythe as the weapon from Nola, I think it is the name. Because so far that's been a really good weapon for me here. Good reach, and it lets her cover more range. There we go. And what is this? Obsolete core. Okay, more ability and strengthening. Okay. And then there's something over to the left here that I'm missing. But that's probably just more map stuff. Okay, so that's everything on that one. I guess we just go back here and check what's there. Also, we have an ad break about to start in about 5 minutes as a heads up. Yeah, the general ad stuff on Twitch also is weird in its own way. Like, I'm not... Like, no one ad solution is going to ever be perfect because... no matter what, it's all going to end up being invasive to an extent, but the best we can really hope for is just that, you know, people can just navigate around it well enough, or if you're gonna make something that will have commercials in it, you find a means to make them less problematic in terms of the pace of whatever you're putting out. Which I know you can't always account for, because I doubt when making a show for something like a streaming service like Netflix or Amazon Prime, you're not gonna, like, you don't think like, oh, there's probably not gonna have to be many commercial breaks in that. And then corporate greed turns around the corner and says, hey, I heard you like commercials in the middle of something that's not paced for commercial breaks. Fucking gross. So... I need to get to the top either here. Because what I'm missing for most of this is something to take care of these wall growths. The floor growths I can handle no problem. It's the wall ones I'm a little stuck on. And then there's something, because this is the only thing that I need to get past there. And then there's something over here, and then something over here. There's something... And I haven't gone over here to check out what's to the left, I think. Unless I couldn't get past that. Well, we got the ability to swim underwater here, so... That's the main benefit of this spot. However... I'm gonna get some kind of grapple point or grapple rope ability that will let me pass through that. I can't jump up from that fast enough. Shit. And then there's a thing I'm missing over here, but I also can't get it because it's also out of reach. And it's probably this, and it's the same story here. Right. Yeah. So I need some kind of grapple ability. Like a hook shot of some kind. That's also what's preventing me from getting up there. So it's either I need to get... So where would those be then? I could try over here to see what might be missing, but I doubt I can find it. So this is where we fought the flying guy that we have in our party now. That didn't complete that area. So there's something I'm missing there, clearly. Guess we'll find out sometime later. But we have the ad break coming up, so 3 minutes of no ads, then an hour of no pre-rolls. Get yourself some water, stretch, whatever you need to do, and we'll be right back. And we're back. Thank you for your patience. All right, let's get back into the action. And I may make this stream around the 3-hour mark like I've usually been doing, because while I don't have anything pressing that I need to wake up for, I'm not trusting the thunderstorm that's outside my house. I saw my bitrate dip quite a bit, and I also saw, and I haven't really had any major power outages in my house, but unfortunately that I can't guarantee if whether or not that will still remain to be the case. Because, you never know, you know? So we'll just kind of see I'll observe as we continue, but I think maybe count on this being more of like a 3-hour venture. So something else that I've been doing is double checking on a lot of what's been going on with other things I've been wanting to get back into, like reading more webtoons and seeing the progress of those is concerned, because, you know, I have not used webtoon in a while, and for other reasons besides just not really finding the motivation to just, you know, pick up the series that I've been neglecting for so long. But I just took a look on the app to see what all might have been new or changed since I was last on there, and to my absolute surprise, Full Metal Alchemist, the manga, is on Webtoon, in full color too. So I don't know if that's gonna be a continuing trend with Webtoon for any series they may publish on there, but I mean, yeah. You can read Full Metal Alchemist on Webtoon, which is definitely a way to do so, I suppose. And if you choose to do it that way, that's cool. It's just really surprising to me. Webtoon, really? So, yeah. Okay, there it is. Sorry, my internet died on me. I may make this way shorter than I intended to. Like, way shorter than my 3-hour one. Oh boy. Yeah, this may be even like a 2-hour stream if it gets this bad. Some maybe even shorter. Yeah, sorry everybody. I don't intend for this to ever happen. No one ever intends to have a bad internet. And for those watching the VOD version of it on YouTube, if it's shorter for the reasons I said. But yeah, sometimes oh my God, this guy's annoying. Sometimes your internet just does not want to agree with you. And it sucks, but that happens. It's just one of those things you gotta deal with, I guess. Joy. Gotta love modern tech and all the shit that comes with it. How the fuck do I get up there? Hop up to this. There we go. We get up over here. Now, what is this that I missed earlier? Oh, 5 health. All right, I'll take it. Wait. Okay, just making sure. Okay, and then there's something to the right that I'm missing. But yeah, to my shock, it was just, I just wanted to see, like, if anything had changed at all, you know, if some series that I had, you know, been reading had concluded or not. And then just like a fucking jump scare, I see Full Metal Alchemist there, and I was like, wait, what the fuck? So I guess now Webtoon's just branching out to having manga on their platform for publication, and I don't know how I feel about that. I do not know how I'm not sure if I feel like that's a good thing or not, but I mean, it at least allows for series to get more attention, but goddamn, that was a fucking jump scare if anything. I was like, whoa. All right. So where to next? Because I wouldn't say I'm entirely lost. I'm just uncertain about where the next step is. Because there's something here that I'm missing, and that might be an item. Let's try. Okay, so I want to go then down left. I just want to see, will that flower take me somewhere? Because I have the underwater swimming ability now, but that doesn't really do much for me right now, because I still need that wall growth destroyer. Ow! Holy shit, it is really coming down outside. Okay. I want to go this way. Thank God I have my owl here to help me out. Okay. I need to get... Oh, I need to go all the way to the right then to get on those platforms. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear it on the mic, but I guess this is what happens when you have a 100% chance of rain, which I know we needed because it's been very, very, very dry lately. It's just, holy shit, this is coming down hard. All right, I think I have to go a different way. Hold on. Yeah, we need to go right and then down. And then we go down this way. And we hop across these things and fight these stupid moths. Okay, and then what do we got here? Okay, need to keep hopping across, and then we go up and then head to that flower. I have no idea if whether or not that is the right course of action here. I'm really just trying to figure out where the next upgrade is so I can continue on. Like, because I believe I've explored everything that I could. So I need a grapple or hook ability to let me go through these, and then an ability that lets me swim under poo-poo water to get through here, or an ability that lets me break through the growth walls so that I can explore more in certain spots too, in other spots. I love Metroidvanias, but yeah, sometimes it can just, depending on the world structure, be a bit of a guessing game as far as what you want to do. Like, I remember that being an exact thing that I faced in Symphony of the Night, where for one of the sections, you're supposed to use a stopwatch sub-weapon to get the specific area of the castle you need to get to finish the game. And I imagine just being at the big clock should have been a big enough hint, but I was too stupid at the time to recognize that. So I was like, why the fuck? What do I do next? Like, I faced that in Super Metroid too, when I had to use the power bombs to break open a cylindrical passage. Like, I didn't realize that. I didn't know I was supposed to know to do that, but oh well. Like, I chalk that up to kind of old games typically coming with guides back in the day and, you know, guide game stuff, but it's, yeah. But anyway, okay, no, this was the right course. Okay, so I just need to get to that flower. So, okay, so then this opens up this door, and then, yes, okay. And then we can go back to our previous point over here, or I could go back and complete the map section over there, and then we can get to the boss. Because this game is very generous with letting me fast travel from anywhere in the map to whatever point that I need to go to. Okay, so... Was that everything? I'm missing something here. Now, what am I missing? Oh, I just remembered another talking point. So, y'all know King of the Hill, right? Classic cartoon of the 90s that birthed a lot of memes, and, you know, became kind of a touchstone of the 90s as far as its content and what have you. So, it's no secret that a reboot has been in the works for a while, and our first look, as it were, finally came into being. We got to see like a visual showing of Hank, Dale, Bill, and Boomhauer, all older, and it did not really inspire confidence in the fan base of King of the Hill, and even just, you know, people that may have observed the show casually, because yeah, it looked like the kind of thing where it's like, oh, what's a modern thing that Dale would be into? Oh, he's into vaping and VR. And then there's like a drone thing above, and everybody's like, that's not ever really happened. And I don't know, it feels like the show's creators just kind of took a look at a bunch of modern stuff and just went, what would fit, like, what can we throw in that looks modern enough into this King of the Hill reboot? And then they went that. They just threw darts at a dartboard on what could be included, or just they took a handful of things and just kind of threw it in there. And it just feels off because King of the Hill is such a product of its era that trying to have any kind of modernization of it feels very misguided, I guess. Like, you gotta keep some aspects of a show preserved within its own time if you want to make more of it. and trying to modernize it in any capacity can go very wrong very quickly. Like, not to say that there aren't series that don't do it well, but it's a very rare case, or it's a case where the changes are not as drastic, I guess. Like, actually, one that I can think of immediately off the top of my head are manga that once had taken place in the 80s, but then take place in a time decades ahead, like Banana Fish or Parasite the Maxim. So, Parasite the Maxim manga took place in the 80s, and that meant that, you know, some characters may not have the tools at hand to research into a subject as long, but when the main character supposedly has an alien housed in his body, I guess in the manga, he had to look up books or what have you to see what was going on, but in the anime, he just goes and Googles on his computer. Same situation, but, you know, not as outlandish and, you know, points to screen and says, ooh, look at how modern we are. In Banana Fish, again, took place in the 80s, and in the 2018 adaptation, they had, you know, smartphones, but they didn't make a huge show of it or anything. And I feel like that's the problem with that reboot. It felt like more of a showing of like, oh, King of the Hill's modern now. And that's what made me sort of lose a little bit of heart in that whole thing. So, yeah. I'm not gonna watch it. My guess is that maybe there will be clips that'll be spread around, either dunking on the show, or it'll be like a Family Guy situation where the show's funny in bits. But no, you want King of the Hill, you gotta go with the old series. So yeah, when we were here last, we found a bunch of these wolves that had died, and they're outside of this area. Time was, they used to call this place the Sorcerer's Village. And I barely recognize it after the attack. Okay. It's been an age, I barely recognize it. Okay. Ah, come on, I could totally make that. Ow. Spy's letter to the Elder. Invasion by Milius homunculi imminent. They have their sights set on the wildlife. The Azure Forest is to be their testing ground. Okay, so Milius sounds like the antagonizing, one of the antagonizing forces here. And a level up, I'll take that. Nothing up top here? Okay, nothing. All right, this seems to be where we'll get our wall growth destruction power. Let's see. There we go. But yeah, I guess that's something I could pose as a question for all of you, because I'm curious about it. In terms of reboots of something, or if a series gets, you know, was done in a certain period of time and then got taken up to the modern day, what are y'all's stance on that situation? Is, like, would you say no reboots are necessary, or for others they can be necessary so long as it's done in a way that feels like they're not trying to play up the idea that, well, we're in the future? Because the two cases I presented earlier of Parasite and Banana Fish, as I said, those are stories that could take place during any time period. It's just, I think that might be it. I think it's just the matter of a series taking place during a time and reflecting the beliefs and you know, and presenting the societal woes of the time, which, you know, I understand for King of the Hill, it's like, what kind of societal woes? I mean, I remember there was a particular time when it was during one of the major elections, I think of George W. Bush, when Hank met him in person. Hank, you know, obviously fictitious and everything, and he shakes his hand and he starts to have an existential crisis over a limp handshake. And he's like, what the fuck? What was that handshake? That wasn't a handshake. You just kind of put your hand on my hand and then just, you know, went about your day. Like, it's... I don't know if that could ever be changed in different contexts nowadays, but that feels very much a of its time sort of commentary. And that's not to say that there aren't commentaries in Banana Fish and Parasite, but as I said, those are applicable no matter the time period. So I feel like when something may be a commentary of something when something's a commentary of some kind of woe or societal problem of its time, trying to make it fit into the modern era or trying to modernize it at all can feel very, best way to put it, I guess, would be just cash grabby. Or just trying to reboot it at all can sound very cash grabby, because rumblings of a reboot, I don't remember when they first happened, but it really felt like it hit when King of the Hill's memification kind of started up, and yeah, that doesn't really bode well ever when something only ever tends to get rumblings of getting made again when a show is just only... When a show's relevance is only brought up again as memes, making more of it because of that newfound popularity, I don't know. It doesn't bode well. From what I've seen, it wasn't just homunculi being experimented on at the biological research facility. They were using creatures from the forest too. More than likely for their magical potency. Is that how you got your wings? Yeah. But once they'd got whatever they wanted, they'd cast us aside and move on. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring up bad memories. It's fine. It's all in the past now. Now I'm sick and have cool guns. The Blight's done a real number on the Crimson Forest. Time-wise, it looked nothing like it does now. No monsters. Blue as far as the eye could see. So the Blight altered the very ecology itself. Harm is often swift and complete. Mending, however, rarely is. Words to live by? Yeah, this is such a different vibe in terms of how the characters and general presentation of things is, because while there's an air of hope, while there's kind of an air similar to Ender Lilies, this feels very different because of how more interactive the characters are with each other, which I don't mind. It's cool. It's just really different. Okay, so it's likely a boss thing that I'm missing here. All right, well, we have a boss to fight, so I'm gonna drink some water, then we'll go in and check it out. And yeah, I think I may just do about 2 hours and then stop the stream, because my pauses there was because my stream died on me twice. I'm not feeling confident on continuing if that's how the tone's gonna be today. Yeah, that happened really quickly. Like, for the most part of the day, just been overcast and relatively calm, and then suddenly, boom, thunder. Oh! I thought you were dead, Grim Reaper of Milius. You took the life of Lady Abelia. Abelia? After what you did, infiltrating our ranks, betraying our trust,
How dare you show your face here? Lady Abelia, you have her blood on your hands, and I make you pay.
Bark, woof, woof, bark, bark. No choice but to defend ourselves. Vale, the crazed wolf. You look sick. Ow. Ow. Bad move. Oh my god, yeah, you are the wall breaker. Oh my god, he just flung across. I dodged it perfectly earlier. There we go. First fucking try. Although that might also be because I'm over leveled. Oops.
That's end. After all this time, to think I would be reunited with my kin. My apologies, young Frostatuner, but I am tired. The blight drove me to madness, causing me to strike down my brethren.
Wait, who is this Abelia you spoke of?
Cretan, do you truly not remember? No matter, I will come to you. The Satuner will see to that. But Tuner, I have a request. Take my remains, my core and amplifier, to the elder of the village ahead. What remains of my strength and will, let them be passed to my kin. They shall serve you well. Oh, my kin, you are fortunate to have met one so noble.
Let's go find the village elder. Cool fight, though. Love the design. I'll carry your legacy with me. All right. What's this? A flower mutated by the blight. It feels as if it's calling out to someone. And a tuner. However did you reach this place? Are you the elder of the sorcerer's village? That I am, of what remains of it. This once pure forest has been turned into a maze of red death, and Vale, its guardian, driven to madness. But if you are here, I take it Vale has found peace. Vale wanted you to have this. A core amplifier. Woof woof bark bark. I see. It is to be passed down. Vale's legacy. You may entrust it to me. Our wolf gets an upgrade. Oh, you look so cool now. Well, he looked cool before, now he looks cooler. Amazing. Is that really you, Hati? And so, Vale's legacy lives on. I'm certain it will prove useful. Hati looks happy too. Hati's charge, a continuous unidirectional sprint atop Hati, moves more swiftly atop an enhanced Hati. New paths may be opened by charging through breakable walls. Charging into enemies causes damage and destroys their parts. I see. Dash continuously while on the ground to mount Hati and accelerate into a powerful charge. Charging into enemies will cause damage and destroy their parts. Charging into growths in the walls will reveal new paths and items, thank God. Be careful out there. The ways of an attuner will not protect you from the fumes forever. Vale and I, we also. I may not look it, but I was a sorcerer once. Or rather, an attuner. My apologies, I didn't mean to go on. Is that it? Okay, that's it from you. Okay, so if I hit a wall, I stop. It all came apart when Frost started to follow House Milius and began aiding in their homunculus research. They even turned over the forest creatures, and in doing so, they angered the forest itself. What followed was divine retribution. Well, that's like your opinion or something. Let's not disturb him. House Frost used to govern this village. That's all in the past now. They lived in structures built during the time of the ancients, living as one with the forest. They conducted their studies into magic. Or living as one with the forest, they conducted their studies into magic. All right. So then... Oh, hold on. Oh, I see. So we gotta get that later. So we can jump while dashing. Good to know. Concerning the growths in the forest. When the inert core of a mutant bonds strongly with the blight, it manifests in the form of these barriers. Should one wish to destroy them, they would require magic linked deeply into the origin, such as that possessed by Vale, the forest's guardian. All right. There we go. And more materials, I'll take that. Well, that's not everything because we still have that question mark, but... Okay, it carries through to other screens. Wonderful. Nothing new after that. Yep. Yeah, that fight went really smoothly. Really, really smoothly. Oh, we can break off their parts for money. Neato. Hold on, I've got something. Okay, I may have an idea of what I'm supposed to do. Just need to clear out these guys. Just need to clear these guys out first, and then I can try it out. Nope, no sudden direction changes. So, in that case, I do have to break this open and then charge from that direction to get that item. Okay. I figured that might be what it was, because I was like, why would there just be a wall there out of nowhere? Okay, but I can double jump as the wolf, which is good to know. There we go. And a grimoire. I will take that kindly. And then we can break this open. I am mad. Actually, is there a water area I can test this in real quick? Probably over here. No, actually, yes. I want to test something real quick. Because if this works... No, okay. I was wondering if mayhaps I had an underwater ability for, or if the charge worked underwater. That is not the case. I cannot do the underwater charge. So what I'll do instead is, first off, I'm gonna go, let's see, so where was the other walls that I need to take care of that are above ground? Or above water, rather. There's this door here. And then at the very start of the game, there was one over here. There are two over here. So let's check those out. Oh, I love that. You pause to pet them. I love the little subtle interactions. There we go. What is this? Okay, more health, I'll take that. Okay, so now we just charge. Yeah. Now, where are we? What the hell are these things? Please stop doing that. There we go. Survey team's notes. Finally at the crystalline realm. Need to be wary of the frigid fumes spewing from every corner. Highly dangerous. Pushing on with the aid of the lower stratum depth survey team. Land of origin within our reach, but road ahead more treacherous than expected. If Lilac or an enemy is hit by ice-based attacks, may inflict freeze. Okay, so we are left immobile if we are frozen. Good to know. Didn't see that there. Oh. Oh. Should I be continuing in that direction? I'm curious, what is over here? The fumes are even thicker down here. What is this place?
Back here again. That stench.
Let's see, hold on. Ow! Okay, if I get attacked like that, I can get thrown off my wolf. Okay. very nice music. Ow. You know, I'd really love to get an art book of this game just to see the art and of the backgrounds and character designs that went in. Maybe concept art too. Because, you know, the visuals are one of this game's very striking elements. Like, very big selling point is this game's visuals. Oh, I see. So I gotta time this right. Nope. So it lasts about 4 seconds. All right, there we go. Needed to charge in around like the 2-second mark. Okay, that worked out. We can get ourselves that item while we're up here. There we go. Pick up and more health. Really, no hidden wall there. That felt perfect for a hidden wall. Okay. Ow. Okay. Well, that's everything here. Oh, hello.
Levy,
Yol?
thank goodness you're alive.
That's my line. I've been looking all over for you.
I'm sorry for making you worry. You've been collecting junk all this time? I thought I told you to stop. It's not safe.
You know how it is. Everyone's got to pull their weight. Gordon can't do everything. Here, I wanted you to have this. Thanks for helping, Yol. Mutated mineral, a rare mineral excavated from the magicite mine, permeated with fossilized blight. A curious item unearthed by Levy. Someone else may have further insight to offer. Are you sure? I don't even know what to do with it. You don't want it? No, I'll gladly take it. Thank you. Who knows? Maybe I'll find something even better next time. You don't have to, you know. I know you've got Old City to worry about. You know, I thought I'd never see Yol again. But I made a wish, and then you found him. I hope life gets easier for everyone in the lower stratum. If I make another wish like that, maybe it'll come true again. This is my way of helping.
You know how dangerous it is outside, especially when you're alone.
You sound just like Gordon. But you know I can take care of myself. And besides, I'm not alone. Anyway, see you around.
What does she mean by not alone?
Well, I don't know, but I know I need to get a fucking bench. Tattered notice. Warning, the burrowed beast. They attack when their burrow is approached. These creatures are able to detect and consume magicite, and are presently being studied at the biological research facility. However, if you come across any, eliminate them as they impede our survey. The lower stratum depth survey team has already suffered enough casualties. Report eliminations of squad leader Lars. Oh shit. Thank God for leveled up Yol. Please, I just need a bench. Oh, thank God. Ooh, and it's a cool looking one too. Ooh. Love the look of this thing. The fumes affect both homunculus and humans and homunculi. You have been exposed to them for some time now. How are you feeling? I'm okay for now, but the deeper we go, the harder it gets. Humans are more fragile than homunculi. If you sense discomfort, do not hesitate to speak up. Worried about me? Insofar as it would impede me. All right, and then we have memories of the bosses. Okay. Holy shit, this map's huge. This is a big map. Because then we have something in the village to get, but that's one end of the map. There's another bit here, but I need the wall growth breaking, I think through water. Yeah, through water. And then for that, we can break through there and then probably get another big old chunk over that way. Yeah, because I thought at the first spot in the game, we just wouldn't have this whole ass section. And then this is just the lower stratum of things. We still have the whole upper area after we get out of the old city. I don't know how big this game is, but this is something. Okay, so we heal up. Now we can go back and explore that room we were just in. But first, get the map filled out here. That feels like a boss arena. Oh, right, fall damage. I forgot I could do that to enemies here. I also forgot that I have the shield, because, like, the shield in some ways feels a little counterintuitive for me because you gotta stand completely still in order to use it, but it seems like it's a genuinely effective tool. You just gotta, you know, make sure you use it properly. All right, let's pick this up. Survey Team Gauntlet increases the intensity of status effects inflicted by enemies, but... Now, why in the hell would I... Oh, on, not... Okay, inflicted on enemies by 10% when attacking. My bad, I misread that. A sturdy gauntlet that was equipped by the lower stratum Death Survey Team. As the blighted fumes grew even thicker, the survey team was equipped with specialized bodies and equipment to help withstand it. Yeah. We'll go down this way next. Depth survey record. First survey of the depths. Captain Chief Attuner Joran. Attuners Jared, Allen, Linden. Attuner Lilia absent at Joran's request. Accompanying homunculi, Shackled Beast, 10 miners, 10 excavators from the second survey onward. A newly formed advanced survey team will conduct regular investigations. Oh, so Shackled Beast was a part of this. Krios fully restores HP when Lilac is below 15 maximum health. One-time use between respites. Oh, a magical device designed to ward off harm. It is engraved with the most intricate runes of House Milius, one of several totems. Our first totem. Yeah, okay, cool. Good find. But it seems like this whole section is not explorable right now. Because that has to be hit from the other side. Probably from here, and then this has to come down from here too. So I guess we can go back up here then. Actually, that'll just spawn the enemies again. Also, an ad break will be coming up in 4 minutes as a heads up. Like, I haven't been experiencing any problems right now with my connectivity with OBS and the internet, so, you know, fingers crossed, things are working. So maybe we just had a hiccup to start with. So if the VOD ends up being 3 hours, then it's 3 hours, but we'll see what happens. I'm not holding my breath though, because like, despite having fiber, sometimes your internet will just not want to be your friend in a particular time frame. Like, it sucks, but it happens. Thank God for the fall damage in this game. It is a godsend. Okay. And then we go this way around. Ow. And then it's this way. Oh God, oh God, oh God. Oh, wait. There we go. Materials. Is that it? Really? So I have to come at this from the other side of something. But I don't know what. The only thing I can think of that might help me there is just if I have the wolf out while I'm in that upper room. And then I just let myself fall. Like, that's it. That's all I can think of for that wall. I doubt that might be the situation, but I want to see if that can work. If not, then that just means, you know, boss fight time. Okay, let's try it. I may have an idea. Hold on. I may have an idea of what I'm supposed to do. If my hunch is correct, then yeah, we'll try it. Because it feels like this lines up a little too perfectly. No. Well, maybe if we get rid of all the enemies. But first, ad break's about to start, so 3 minutes, then no pre-rolls. So BRB, everybody. Get water, stretch, whatever you need to do. All right, and we're back. Thank you for your patience, everybody. Okay, so we've got some robots to beat up, and now maybe if I let myself fall instead of, yeah, maybe that's the strat. Hold on. Let's get... Let's do this. Aha! That was the move. Okay. What the fuck is that? Okay, hey man. What the fuck is this thing? Okay, that was a jump scare. All right, but hey, we got a new object. Grimoire. All right, cool. So yeah, this is still a gigantic question mark. All right, well, best we can do is just head back over to Wave, and then we can handle whatever boss fights in that area. Because I'm on level for this area, I think, so yeah. Lars, the Lurker of the Depths. Okay. I mean, hey, we appreciate lurkers here on Twitch. Without lurkers, View counts would not be that high, so we appreciate lurkers. Always appreciate your lurkers, people. Oh. Ow. No stun bar on this guy. There we go. He's like, fucking ow. Oh. Never seen anything like that before. Wait, what was that? Shackled beat. It's gone. I'd never seen anything like that before. Okay. That's the downside that I'd say is that the dialogue goes away too quickly for me to read on the situation. Ooh, hello. Oh, thank God, no ice physics. Could you imagine trying to fight on this with ice physics? Ow. There we go. Okay. And then pick up new upgrade stuff. Wow. The guns are really overpowered here. Like, they are doing... Oh, it's a crystal, not ice. Why did I think it... Right, crystals. Forgot this is the crystal area. I'm just seeing a lot of ice powers and my mind is skipping over to crystals. I fucking thought so. More materials, I'll take those. Ow, oh, okay. Heal up. Easy. Ow. Okay. That's cleared out. Cool. So let's go down this way. Oh. Okay, so I have to come at those from either side of there. But first... Really, honestly, thank God for fall damage. Thank God for the fall damage in this game being usable on enemies. It cleans so nicely. Okay, so then I've got to... How the fuck do I get up that? I'm also grateful for the extensions to my jumps that the default attack has been allowing me. It's very nice. It's not likely intended, but it's always appreciated when it is there. Maybe I'll just be able to get at it from the other side. Let's see. Oh, hey, another one. Ow. Oh my god, you have a... There we go. Holy shit. Gotta wait on that. Oh, the platform's oh. Okay. There we go. And what is this? Blighted Talisman. Increased break damage dealt to enemies by 10%. Ooh! A talisman worn by an attuner who was driven mad by the crystalline realm. Tainted by the fumes, it has lost its protective magic and emits a frenzied destructive power. Okay, that is... Well, yeah. Aside from getting to the next room, that is out. That is everything. Okay, so I don't get frozen, but I do get slowed down by ice. So being stuck in place is more of the my effect on enemies kind of situation. Because it would be pretty unfair to get frozen in place in a Metroidvania as a status ailment, and then you just can't do shit to save yourself. So there's something I'm missing here. But first... Hey, big guy. Mind if I ask you something?
You talking to me, kid?
Yeah, only I don't know your name.
Couldn't tell you. I don't remember. Besides, the shackled beast suits me just fine.
And what's that thing you're always smoking?
Perfume. Helps me keep my hair... Helps me keep... Helps me keep a clear head. Think of it like a tranquilizer. Don't get too curious, though. It ain't for kids.
Don't worry, I've inhaled enough crap to last me a lifetime. So it's perfume that he's smoking. Smoking on that Coral Blue number 5. Coral Blue number 5 stick. This shit ain't nothing to me, man. Ooh, increased power, increased break damage, increased probability of inflicting status. Yeah, why not? I like that one. That's a very good power. You know what? Since we have... Oh, hold on. There's got to be a hidden wall somewhere back here, right? Maybe, is it behind this big enemy? Let's see. Why did I dodge into it like a dope? Hold on. Ow. No hidden wall? Really? I'll try the other side of this area here. Really? Nothing there either. Okay, well, It's gotta be somewhere around here. Something I'm missing. I mean, in the end, I can always check back on it later. It's just because of how the previous game was constructed, there was a best ending that involved you kind of having to look around a lot for one particular collectible you needed to find. So I'm trying my best to search for that myself, you know, to get that sorted. So maybe try here. No. Try. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, I may have an idea of where it is. Give me a second. Let me cook. I may have an idea on where it might be. Or is it? I'm uncertain. I'm gonna try something. I was right. I was fucking correct. There we go. Okay, and we have a shit ton of materials, so you know what I want to do next? Let's go back to the smithy area, because I feel like we can turn in that ore, the material that we got. And then we'll head back over there to see what's past that spot. And then there's also... I feel like whatever is in that lip, like over here, I get the tether ability to get me over there. But I still need the tether ability and the ability to swim in poopy water. Those are the two things I'm missing in this immediate area. Okay, nothing there. More stuff unlocked. Beast Bangle. Flower Bangle. Dagger Bangle. Attack, defense, defense, heal pro... Oh, that heal drop. I want to buy these. And then let's equip that totem while we're here. All right. We're good now. So this is unexplorable right now because of the poopy water. This I can explore more immediately. And maybe it'll loop back around for me to get through this and then go over here. And then there's this wall, which I'm debating about going back to. But I need to wait and see on that. Also, down here, what Oh. Oh, that's actually nice. Okay, that makes sense. So there's a difference in the icons. So right here it says a growth that I can now charge through since I have the ability. It doesn't have that red box on it, but if it has that red box with the slash in it on it, that means I don't have the specific upgrade for it. I wish I'd clocked that in sooner. That's so lovely. Oh, that's what I like about the Ender games from the first two, from these two that I've played, that they just have these nice little conveniences on the map that tell you, hey, you don't have the upgrade for it, and we'll let you know by taking this red thing that we've got on the wall or what have you off. So it's like, hey, now you've got the thing you can use. Oh, that's beautiful. That's actually very nice. All right, yeah, I can't do anything in there. Can't do anything there, can't do anything there. Then there's this, but I think whatever happens with that will be from above and shortcut me down below. So, yeah, truly all that's left is to just go left from here. But I feel like I have to come down from above on this spot too, so that might have to wait as well. All right, central room we go. Okay, we got all that stuff turned in, so that's a plus. All right, let's save here before I forget. Oh, the little totem follows me. That's cute. All right, I'm gonna save and drink a little water. All right, what am I fighting? Oh, it's like a stage boss. Ow. I mean, a shove doesn't do any damage, so that's a plus. I don't know how dynamic the fight was supposed to go, but that went really easily. Probably a homunculus from the lower stratum depth survey team. The lower stratum depth survey team? I was down here myself once, but nothing could handle the fumes here. I remember hearing from an attuner that they had to cook up some sort of special item to sniff around the depths. If that homunculus is able to withstand the depths, it is not to be taken lightly. It appears we face a formidable opponent. And that ain't the worst part. It looks like the fumes down here eventually got to him too. All right. Yeah, we kind of cornered him a little too easily. I feel really bad about that. Damn it, what is this thing? I mean, thankfully I had a little lip there to cheese it out. Even if that was probably unintentional. Still works out. It's a strat, it works. And so does this. Whee! Okay. What in the fuck is that? It looks like the Ohm from Nazca, or yeah, Nazca, if made out of machinery. It looks awesome. Oh, the designs in this game. Heal up again. Oh, fuck. Okay. That was scary. Okay. All right, and... Oh, nice, another relic slot. I will take that happily. Thank you. No, you don't. Okay. Now then. Yeah, so far, all of the bosses having their own utility with the gameplay has been really wonderful in the world and in combat. I don't know if this means like bosses in this game will not be as plentiful as the previous game at large, but I mean, hey, I appreciate it. Oh, I see. Hold on. Hold on. Because there's only one slot left for the memories here, so unless there's another page, I assume that there are not as many bosses here versus the first game. There we go. More materials. And did that revive me? It did. God damn it. These guys do a lot of damage. Okay. When I get the money, I really ought to get more bangles to defense myself up a little more. There we go. And beautiful. And a level up. Like, that's something else that I appreciate, is that I'm leveling up pretty steadily in this game. It's just, you know, despite however many levels I may get, I also have to keep an eye on my health. Like, I'm not invincible if I get the high levels. There we go. Is there something back here? No. I feel like at some point there's going to be a time where that enemy will be spawned in and there'll be some kind of hidden wall behind them. I just have a sense for it. Well, there it goes. It's gonna happen at some point. All right. That sent me ways back. I could have probably done the bubble parry when when it was stretching out its head to bite at me, but I can't really time that one very well because the animation's just so odd. I just tricked that robot into going to the water. Stupid robot. There we go. And then up this way, and we're all good. I mean, thankfully, world traversal's been pretty fast in this game, so I'm not too worried about backtracking, but it's not fun when you lose all of that progress because you made one slip up against an enemy. Gotta spawn the owl again. There we go. And that takes care of that guy. And there's still that whole upper section to look at, but... gotta do this. Another one. There we go. That's the looping shortcut back to here that I need. Oh, fucking peachy wonderful. I want to get that shortcut before we continue on this way. Oh. Never mind. This was progress. I feel like this guy might be my, either my wall climb guy or my grapple hook guy. Because if I remember right, there was also a character in Ender Lilies that let you cling onto walls after you beat him. Oh my god. Okay, well actually, before I continue fighting him, I want to go back to that room and explore everything there. And I see we are past the 2-hour mark and we have not had any other technical hiccups, so fingers crossed, but I think we are past the worst of that. I think it was just a hiccup from the initial start of the storm. But I did, so a little bit ago I did call my ISP to see, you know, what was going on with them because, you know, as I've talked about it before, but the past few weeks I was dealing with like especially in late March into April, I was dealing with some very patchy situations where for a brief time, like maybe a minute or two, my internet would slow to a crawl or full on disconnect from me. Like my whole house would just have some problems, and I brought that up with my ISP, and the funny thing is, it had not been just happening to our house. It's been happening to multiple places that have that ISP as part of their customer base. So, like, and we know this because the person I was on the phone with said, hey, yeah, we just dealt with a random outage just as you called. Like, blipped out for a few minutes and then it came back. Like, we have no idea what's going on with it either. We thought we fixed it, but we can't say for certain what it might be. Which, you know, on one hand makes me feel nice because it's like, oh, thank God, I'm not, it's not just us, you know, which means, you know, it's a big enough problem for them to want to actively fix it, especially if it's happening in their offices. But on the other hand, if they thought they solved it and it wasn't solved, okay, NOLA, yeah. On the other hand, if they hadn't solved it after looking into it like that, that means this is an issue that they just are still trying to get the kinks around the kinks of, which isn't ideal. But in any case, that was good to finally get some kind of word out on that, to see what all could be fixed about it. But I mean, but I will say that I do like my current internet situation far better than what I used to have, especially at my old house, because it doesn't connect as disconnect as frequently, and having fiber has really made a difference in things. The only thing is now I would love to potentially get Ethernet if possible. It's just, you know, for now Ethernet can't physically be done because I need to get a long enough cable for it. But so far, as I said, fiber's not been too bad. Just need to occasionally deal with some tech hiccups because tech hiccups matter. Technical hiccups happen no matter what. So, yeah. Not fun, but it happens. Just comes with the modern age, I suppose. There we go. Okay, are you down? You're down. No. Wait. What's going on here? Holy shit, this guy is really persistent. There we go. Too late. Okay. I thought I was out of range of that, but I guess not. There we go. Come on. Will this have a hidden wall? No. And how about this one? Man, I like my guard, actually. Like, when I'm properly prepped for it like that, it's just nice. Ow. Okay. Is there another one? Okay, no, I see it now. Oh. It would appear we are not the only ones down here. This guy looks fucking cool. That won't do. We can't have people running around down here. I see you're an attuner too. Not one I recognize though. I'm Joran, the chief attuner. And you are? Lilac, I think. I can't remember much from before I woke up. All I know for certain is that I fell to the lower stratum. I believe a woman with white hair may have saved my life. A woman with white hair? I see. An attuner Lilia raised. No wonder I didn't recognize you. Lilia? Is that her name? It probably was her, although I haven't seen her in a long time myself. I have to make my way up, find Lilia. If it's the central stratum you need to get to, you'll need the grand lift back in working order. I'm afraid I can't give you the key, but I can activate the lift for you back in Old City. Thank you. Not to worry. We've been trying to get the lift back up and running ourselves. That having been said, its magic supply system is in need of repairs. The person I'd assigned to the task, Yarrow, hasn't reported back yet. He should be at the disposal site. I understand. I'll go for him. Sorry to put you through this. What were you doing down here? I've been looking into the land of origin, trying to find the cause of the blighted fumes. There's some sort of old barrier blocking the way ahead, though. I'll have to come back to it later. An old barrier? Well then, back to Old City for me. I'll be seeing you. Oh, I don't get a full boss fight with him? He's just dead? Oh. The Chief Attuner. Did he? It looks like his core is still intact. That's a relief. The underbelly of the lower stratum, the source of magic. Is this the land of origin? Can't believe it actually exists. Blight contamination was greatly underestimated. Commencing investigation of the depths. Look. A child in the land of origin? What is it doing here? One of the blood of the frost priestesses. Or one with the blood of the frost priestesses. You two, help me. We must save this child. I'm guessing the baby was us. Lilac? Yeah, Lilac. Yes, the child's name. Are you certain you wish to do this, Lilia? Yes, I am ready. We can't go to the Frost Estate, but we must protect this child at any cost.
Lilac. I see. It was then.
I was in the land of origin? And Nola and Lilia? What does this mean? We knew one another? I don't know. Just what were those memories?
You have lifted a hand against the very child I was to have lifted a hand against the very child I was asked to save. How could I ever hope to atone for this? I am incapable of destroying my own core.
Don't say that. We've both hurt each other. And thanks to you, I've learned a little more about myself. But there's so much I still don't know about this world and myself. Come with me, please.
If that is what you wish for. Upon my honor as a member of the Lower Stratum Depth Survey Team, I pledge to follow wherever you go.
There we go, wall grip. One can avoid enemies and traverse new paths. So, not quite a wall jump, but honestly, I feel like that kind of cuts the middleman out of having to jump at all. So that's nice. So that's a barrier, and it's an old barrier that won't open with a key. We can't go any further. Okay, so come back here at a later time. Yeah, there we are. Climb up there, and there's our shortcut from earlier. Yeah, here we go. Ah, yes, thank you. Okay, so we have that now. And because of this walkling ability, a few other potential paths actually open up for me. going up here for one, and with that kind of nearly closes the entire area out. Now, there is still the matter of the water-based wall bursting, but we'll see what we can do about that later. What am I missing here? What am I missing? Now what? Okay, it's probably just the question mark room. In that case, let's go back this way. And since we can do this on any wall, this does really open up a lot of the map. That, at the very least, is vertical. So that opens up. Oh, this place. Yeah, we can finally go here and explore that little lip on the corner there. And I can finally do this. Now, where does that take me? Ooh, more materials. And then we just wolf dash across this way, and then we can climb up the wall there. All right. Ow. All right, I'm just need to take care of those guys. Because it's not just the fact that they shoot at me right now, it's that their bullets have tracking too, which is not ideal. Just, yeah, there we go. Okay, so then it's, then we just can go to the right here. There we go. Yeah. All right, what is this? Jagged crystal. Increased damage dealt by 20% when HP is less than 50. An inert core that has fused with a chunk of magicite, causing an uncanny reaction. The remnants of the soul once contained within the inert core long for a moment... Wait. The inert core long for a moment... Within the inert core long for a moment... For a more mere... Wait. Why did I think mirror was in there? Wow, I cannot read lately. What is up with me? Okay. The remnants of the soul once contained within the inert core long for a more complete death, and the magicite responds to their desire, transforming in the process. Okay, so... Soul transformed from the crystal. Okay, so all that's left is this spot, but we are good on that front now. So how's about we go up this way? And then after that, we can check out this wall over here to break through with Hati. All right, we are actually starting to get through some things now, which is lovely. It's always nice when you start to domino effect your progress down. Like, not to say this game's been hard, far from it. This game's been pretty easy at points, especially with a lot of the bosses and how far I've leveled up. It's just, sometimes when you're a little lost, you just need that one little bit, and we found our bit, which is good. Okay, so climb up the side here. Thought so. And this is a tuner's earrings. Fills the SP gauge by 4% each time an enemy is defeated. Earrings worn by the central stratums of tuners. It is said that the Frost tuners were forced to move from to the central stratum after the lower stratum's territories were taken from them. Okay. And then we can do the same thing over to the area to the left there. Okay. Well, if nothing else, I could also just fill the map out a little more here. Here we go. And this HP increase. I'll take it. And that's that. Is there anything else before I go to the forest again? Oh, wait. Hold on. Idea. Could wall climb to get that item on the left of this area. That's the fun thing about getting upgrades like this. You don't know if whether or not it's intended, but when you can exploit it, oh boy, does it feel good. With this, Eye of the Beast. Ooh. Increased materials obtained from breaking objects by 15%. An arcane instrument created by House Frost in ancient times. The eye sealed within is said to have been extracted from a beast dwelling in the Crimson Forest and reacts to magic. Originally conceived as part of a research effort, it was deemed unethical by the sorceress's village and subsequently disposed of. Okay. And yeah, the wall cling's not going to get me any further up this diagonal spot here. I could try, but I'd be here for a while if I did so. We could also... I could make some... I could make an attempt over here, but I don't know if that'll work. Like, I don't know how sequence break heavy this game could be, because this game is pretty dependent on you hitting particular story triggers for moments with characters, and it's hard to account for story triggers to go on when you want a sequence break. Thus, the appeal of games like Super Metroid and Castlevania Symphony of the Night really shine through. Like, I'll admit, the sequence breaking stuff is cool, and, you know, it's not to say there aren't games that don't take that kind of thing into effect, strongly so, because, I mean, shit, I remember when Metroid Dread was making the rounds back in 2022, and people were so hyped when you could actually use the Morph Ball early in Kraid's fight and win the fight, I think with just one go from it. So encouraging that kind of sequence breaking tech is really fun and cool and a neat idea. It's just, I understand that maybe not every dev will want to account for that kind of thing because maybe they do just want to have a regular story to tell. In any case, yeah, I don't know how sequence breakable this game is, or even the previous game for that matter, but hey, it's... At the very least, we can do funky movement stuff with this already. Okay, so we looped around that, but I want to see what happens if I try to leap further from the left there. Oh, come on, I got it last time. There we go. And I know I could just use the elevator, but this is fun. This method's more fun. There we go. And then... Well, not intended, but that worked. And yeah, I know for certain... Oh! Yeah. So now I just need the tethers to get to this thing. That is out of reach for me completely. I love getting to try that. I love it when it works. Okay. So this is inaccessible for me. This is inaccessible for me. And, well... I think I tried for a hidden wall there and it just wasn't... Well, go back and check before I break through that growth barrier, but I feel like that is explored as much as it could be. Also, I forgot if I mentioned it, but ad break coming up in about 2.5-ish minutes. But yeah, like, sequence breaking is always interesting, especially when you can account for a lot of the speedrun strats that exist for a lot of different kinds of retro games. Because, I mean, as I said, accounting for speedrun strats of any kind is not always, you know, feasible for some games, because some will just want a particular hardline structure, and some games are just straight up not types that are built with the speedrun mindset in mind. That's not to say it's not possible, but it's just not... It's not desirable for certain games. Like, I doubt one would want to... Unless you wanted to go for a particular type of speedrun build, or strat rather, you're not going to find strats for something like a Return of the Obra Dinn speedrun unless you just decide to go like, oh, Captain did everything. Although I wonder what an Outer Wilds speedrun would look like. Because I imagine the way you have to do that would likely be... You need to have already beaten the game and know the exact sequence of events you need to take place with. I just wonder how you could get past Dark Bramble quickly. Like, I imagine if you knew the exact positioning of each anglerfish, then maybe it could work, but who knows. So there's like a little thing somewhere around here that I can't get to right now. There we go. Yeah, I don't think... There we go. I'm guessing what it must be is over this way, what I'm missing on the map. But we'll continue after the ad break to where we need to go. So 3 minutes of ads, but then no pre-rolls for an hour. Get some water, stretch, whatever you need to do, and we'll be right back. And we're back. Thank you for your patience, everybody. All right. Now then, without further delay, let's go see what this spot over here that Hati can break is all about. So we need to then hop over to this area, then we go there, there, and then try to do a little jumping puzzle. That's something that I usually like a lot with some Metroidvanias, is the way that they try to incorporate the moveset as a means of a movement-based jumping puzzle. Because that at least means that, hey, just because you have all of these movement upgrades, that doesn't mean the game gets any easier. Like, obviously, if it's RPG-based, like how it is here and in, you know, most Castlevania games, you're liable to be overpowered in the matter of combat, but then the world itself could end up altering in a way where it's like, oh, you got to do a specific jumping puzzle of using your upgrades in a certain sequence that makes it possible for you to upgrade yourself more. Like, if anything, I talked about Metroid Dread earlier. That game does that very thing. I remember seeing footage of that game and how people would have to use the Shine Spark, I think it's called, like the Super Dash and the Shine Spark, to get past certain obstacles in order to get like a missile upgrade or something to that effect. And yeah, I tell you, that game is really cool looking, and I really am glad that the devs of Samus Returns on the 3DS were able to do that, because, you know, Metroid right now is at its highest. It's in a high that it hasn't experienced in a hot minute. So seeing that has been a very nice thing, because one of my best friends is a huge Metroid fan. So him getting to see Dread be as beloved with good reason, and then Prime 4 on the horizon being good too, is like, well, looking really good too, is, it's nice to see. It's a good thing to see. Okay, so we broke that open. So now what? So with this wall cling power, we still can't explore that area. And this is not explorable either. I could try here, but I doubt that could yield a whole lot. I doubt cheesing that would work. And whatever this is, I think this also had bad water in there too, so I'll go back and double check on that, but I doubt there's anything I can do there either. Yep, thought so. Okay. Yeah. It would be damaging me more than I could ever, you know, make the health back. And that's a diagonal wall, so I doubt it, but I'll go back to check, but I doubt I can make any further progress with this area. Not without the upgrade that I need. Let's take a look. No. Yeah, it has to be a vertical surface. Can't be no diagonal. Yeah. I need some kind of tether ability. Yep. Yeah. I could try over here to get over this thing, but... So I need to get some kind of magical powering system to work. I've climbed up all the vertical shaft here. Let's check the floral cavern again just to see. God, the screenshots. There may be a time where I actually change off my desktop background to something to a screenshot I took in this game, because as I said, the bench locations in this game, or the respite spots, have all been just stellar. Like, some though I really, really want as a desktop background of some kind, like the one in the floral cavern. Beautiful. Okay, no, tether point. God damn it. In that case... In that case... Maybe something can be different about the lower stratum if I look back again, because that's not explorable. That is a question mark. Yeah. So let's go back here and see. Oh shit, I forgot you were there. Hey man. Okay, impassable. Well, not impassable, it would just hurt a lot. Ow! Okay, that stung. Yeah, and that's more water down there that I can't pass through. And then, yeah. All of that's impassable. So let's try this direction. Did I try to? Yeah, I did, but... No. No, definitely not. No way in hell. There we go. And I think this also had poopy water, right? Yep, it did. It did. It did. It did. That is the bane of my existence in this game. Ow. Okay. So we couldn't make it up to the top of this earlier, so now that I have this wall clink... Oh, that's why. I was like, oh, maybe it's because I didn't have the wall clink. No, that's why I couldn't. There we go. Now then. Just spam it. Easy. Nearly dead. Okay, and then that was what unlocked that door there. Except I can't loop around because I can't swim in that water. Well, I mean, I can, but I get damaged. This is quite a pickle. And the reason why that's unexplored, or at least left incomplete, is because of this question mark barrier here. Let's go back to the Old City Market and see if our buddy here can tell us something about progress that we can make. The magic supply system we need to fix the lift is at the disposal site. Yarrow should be there right now. Okay, so disposal site. Yeah. So final disposal site is our destination. Do I just bite the bullet and go for... Because what I'm worried about is, what if I'm fighting a boss that entirely encompasses itself inside of that poopy water? All right, I'll test my survivability with the item that's over there and see what happens. Okay, it's not as bad, because I remember a specific moment when I was going through Ender Lilies when we went through a poisonous gas area, and that didn't end up very well for me, because I think my health depleted faster than that health depleted faster than if you put banana bread in front of me. Vivid Claws. Increased damage dealt to enemies inflicted with status effects by 15%. Claws that once belonged to a homunculus. Declan surrounded himself with homunculi most pleasing to his eyes. It is said that they provided him with both company and protection. Okay, it's possible. It just hurts. Just gotta figure out if it's worth it for me to do that. Materials gained. You know what? Let's get with that. And moving up for a 3. Reduces cooldown of abilities, increased damage dealt to staggered. Oh yeah, let's go with that. Okay, and there's boss memory and boss number 6. I feel kind of bad calling him a boss because we just beat him up a little bit and then he runs away and then he gets finished off by that attuner. Like, pardon me, but I'm not sure how much I would quantify that as a boss fight. Kind of felt more like a sequence, if anything. Like, not necessarily a gimmick fight or even like a cinematic fight. I don't know, like, you know what I mean though, right? Like that, like he didn't have a stagger meter. He didn't really have a dynamic theme or anything. He didn't feel very boss-like. He felt more mini boss-like, if anything. like he's cool, but I don't know. Actually, that's a question I had to pose. I feel like I could ask you all. So, regarding boss fights in a lot of games, obviously a lot of us are likely familiar with the whole notion of cinematic boss fights or gimmick fights. And sometimes they're effective, sometimes they're not. You know, sometimes maybe the replayability of a particular boss fight gets what's the word I'm looking for? Sometimes the notion of a gimmick fight becomes a little obnoxious to want to fight again, and that can hurt the replayability of a game. And that's a subject that I have definitely talked about before on this channel with certain games. Lest I recount my horror stories of Persona 5 Royal again. But I want to know, for you all, what is a boss fight that has one's like a gimmick that you like, or a sequence-based cinematic thing that you like, and which is one that has which one is one that you don't like and, you know, potentially hurts the replay value of a game that you really want to play again? Because for me, as I mentioned, Persona 5 Royal, the Okumura boss fight is genuine ass. Like, in the original, it was ass, and in Royal, it was just even worse. Like, it was so bad in Royal that I genuinely dread the idea of ever wanting to replay that because of that specific boss fight. It was that bad. So I'm curious to know what you all think. Like, a boss fight that pissed you off, annoyed you, both, and any combinations of other things that may have done you dirty a little bit. Okay, well, thankfully they put flowers here to refill my healing, so that's something. Ooh, grimoire. And there are other fights that I can think of that are that bad, because, or other fights that I've encountered. Actually, one that I would probably recently say is that gigantic horse boss in Order of Ecclesia. When I played that, I genuinely got annoyed at that fight because of a lot of the gimmickness around that boss's size. It just did not. It wasn't really doing it for me, you know? Like, I could get the vision of the fight that they may have had, but I just, in practice, the boss itself felt a little too much for me as far as how its gimmick went. What? Oh, I got healed by the thing. Oh, thank God for that totem. I did not mean to use that, but oh well. What's this? House Milius earrings. Equipped, increased damage dealt by autonomous abilities by 20%. Earrings carried by the seal of House Milius, or carrying the seal of House Milius. The ornate craftsmanship beneath the thick coat of rust would suggest they were once worn by the house's lord. Oh, so we got some fancy earrings. Nah, I didn't think so. But I at least unlocked the shortcuts, so I can get back here pretty quickly. So that worked out. In terms of cinematic fights, I've fought my fair share of boss fights that definitely placed more emphasis on the spectacle. One that well, I shouldn't say put emphasis for this example, but it's one that stands out to me as like a case of doing it well, because the idea in place for a boss fight like that would be, yes, you can do the cool cinema moment of having the sequence play out like how people usually do, but you can fight the boss more legitimately on your own if you want to. Like, it has a full moveset and everything. I think of the Iron Golem and Tarkus stuff in Dark Souls, where you can summon Tarkus and he can defeat the Iron Golem easily for you. But if you choose to, you can just fight the Iron Golem on your own terms and just fight the full moveset yourself, which, a little fun stream lore, I had to do, not of my own volition though, because back in, like, I want to say 2022 or something, maybe earlier, I streamed Dark Souls 1. I streamed the remaster myself, and I was having my fun with it, and then I got to the sequence where we could summon Tarkus at Sen's fortress, and when I got there, I was ready to get the hype Tarkus moment that everybody always likes, of either Tarkus demolishing the Iron Golem or toppling it over the side, like what happened with Wooly over on Best Friends Play back in those days. But that didn't happen for me. Comically, in that moment, Tarkus got picked up and then thrown down, picked up and then thrown down. Like a really annoying Smash moment of just pick up, throw down, until Tarkus fucking died. And I had to be left there to fight the golem myself, and I was like, oh, really? This is the hype motherfucker that people get so excited to see whenever a new player tries Dark Souls? I've seen what could happen, and it didn't happen for me, and I felt kind of disappointed and glum afterwards. Just, god damn it. All right. I have a feeling a boss fight might be coming up, so let's see what we've got here. Whoa. Oh.
Stay away. Everything here belongs to me. I won't lose anymore.
Not quite what I expected to find. King of the Garbage Heap. Ow! Oh, you don't have a stagger bar either. That was a bad healing time. Oh, I can just dodge through the flames. All right. Oh, supposing that I actually hit the dodge button. Woo! Oh, I'm on fire. Okay, that's what that extra damage was. Oh. Phase 2? Phase 2. Oh, God. Holy shit, he's fast. All right, well, I think we're gonna go through this boss fight, and then that might be where we stop. Because I think that's a perfect timing, if anything. Okay, so we gotta go through both phases again, but that's okay. Skip. Bring out the owl. Ow. There we go. All right, phase 2. Holy shit, that's fast. Oh, you're sending... Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh, that is fast. Okay. Break out the owl beforehand. Skip. Oh, that doesn't work against that. Okay. Oh, no, it does work. Okay, I just mistimed it. Heal up a little bit. There we go. Okay. Oh. Oh. Oh, there we go. Easy. Had to lock in a bit, but we did it. No, I don't want to skip this. Let's tune. Lord Motley, I'm sorry, but the head of the house is not long for this world. No, Gilroy. What do I do? I will aid you as I will aid you as administrator of the barrier, but as our new lord, you must stay strong. Uncle? What are you doing?
You will pioneer a new breakthrough, nephew. Homunculi created from humans. Oh, a chance to embrace eternal life. You should be honored. They say lions cast their cubs into valleys. A loving uncle, am I not? Crawl your way back up, and you can be the new Lord of Milius.
Oh, so this was the Milius Lord's son cast into the... Oh! Okay. Oh, fuck. Okay, so Declan's the bad guy from the looks of things. What was that? A memory of House Milius? Did he really turn humans into homunculi? Were you once human? Everything was taken from me. Now collecting garbage is all that brings me comfort. Your name is Motley, isn't it? Thank you, Motley. That seemed like an important memory. Motley. My name, yes. Maybe if I go with you, I can regain more of what I've lost. We're journeying to the upper stratum. That's where your home is, isn't it? Thank you. And this is... Yep. Motley's magic strands. Yeah. Motley's strands allow you to perform a traversal, use hooks points to evade enemies, and access new paths. Yay! Oh, and that looks way easier to use than the one in the previous game. So, for the previous game's hook power, what you had to do was that it was kind of based on momentum, and from this one it seems more like, oh, you can stick to the point after you do it, like the hook shot in Legend of Zelda. That's lovely. I actually really like that a lot. Oh, yeah, this is way better than the first game. Like, that was the only flaw that I really found with it, was that the hook shot ability was not very easy to use. Oh, this is it. Excuse me. I managed to find a supply system core. We should be able to make do with this. Leave the rest to me. That's a relief. We're also getting arcane instrument restoration devices set up in town. So stop by when you're there. Stop by whenever you're there. Relic Refinery. You can use a special resource called scrap obtained from destroying enemy parts to slightly improve the performance of relics in your possession. Oh. So it can boost our accessories. Okay. Well, that's cool. And that's everything from the old stratum, but we now have a hook shot ability that we can use to get to a lot of other points. But I think, as I mentioned, that's a good place for us to stop. So I'll go over here and then we can continue with exploring the areas I believe have a hook shot point. So I could go for longer, but as I said, my power and internet kind of flickered on me a little bit earlier, and I do not want to risk... Okay, so we will get more bosses. All right. I don't want to risk potentially having the stream go down on me again for a third time. So I would like to stop here. But yeah, a lot of fun. Locked in a bit, had some fun talks, and yeah, this game's really good. I'm really enjoying myself with this. Like, the improvements made to the first game are very, very nice, and seeing what had been done to put more emphasis on the characters has been really fun too. Like having these scenes at the respites where you can talk to the bosses that you fought before, I think is really fun. I like that kind of idea of being able to have talks with the bosses you fight after, you know, you've beaten them, and getting their opinions on certain situations in the story, or learning more about them and what they've gone through. I think that's really neat. That's such a cool concept that I'm glad this game was able to do more with, because I don't think this happened in the first game. No, it didn't. It didn't happen in the first game. You only really talked to the Umbral Knight, but Lily was a silent protagonist in the first game, so there wasn't really much to be said, which worked for that game's tone and the way it told its story, but I really like what they did here. So yeah, cool stuff. But with that said, thank you all for joining me tonight. It's been a pleasure as always. For VOD watchers, one, I apologize for the pauses in the stream there. Genuinely, my internet blipped on me twice in a row and the stream straight up died. So I just can't risk the storm knocking out any more of what my power could have. So yeah. But if you want to see when these streams are live, be sure to check out my Twitch and be sure to check out my Blue Sky for when I post my schedules and when I'm going live. I usually am good about making sure that everything's on time, so just follow me there to see, and hopefully when the Blue Sky feature for Twitch linking becomes available to more accounts, you'll be able to see. So that'll be nice. And aside from Blue Sky, I don't really have many other platforms. I also use the YouTube community page to let you all know when I'm live, so follow me there too to check out when I'll be live next as well. So yeah. With that said, VOD watchers, thanks for joining me. Stay hydrated, keep your postures checked, be good out there, and I'll see you next time. Bye, YouTube.